Hey everyone, and welcome back to Robbie's Backstage Bants. Today I am joined by the lovely Tom Chambers. Would you like to tell us what you're doing at the minute and who you're playing and things?
I'm actually, we're in rehearsals right now and we're in our lunch break. This is actually weirdly a sort of a church corridor, and there's a bit of a churchy feel to sort of what we're doing. What we're doing a brand new play. So new writing, new everything, new story. It's a ghost story and it's called Murder in the Dark. And it's basically it's New Year's Eve. These two brothers have been to their mum's funeral. They've got the family in the car with them. The car comes off the road, skids off the road, hits a wall, and this nice old farmer's lady come and rescues them in the winter in the snow on a tractor, brings them to her little old farm cottage, and it's a funny one because really it's kind of like a family sort of story of it's very modern, so it's current, and you could be watching like a domestic, dysfunctional family. I mean, all families are sort of vaguely dysfunctional at times, and you so you're kind of watching this family and everything that's going on in their life, but then really weird things start to happen, strange stuff, and you're not quite sure what's going on, whether it's real or surreal, whether it's the parallel universe or world. So it's just and it gets scarier and scarier, but then also weirdly funny as well because it's comedic. I mean, it's funny. You're just watching a normal family who've just broken down, crashed on the side of the road, been taken in, turns into this weird ghost story, which becomes a psychological thriller.
Sounds
I think that's
interesting.
about it.
Yeah, that was good. That was a nice little rundown there of the show. Um, it's amazing to have new writing, being up and about in the UK as well. So that's really exciting to hear about. Now, I suppose the best place to start would be to get a bit more about you. So my first question for you is, what is the journey of how you got to where you are today? That's in terms of training, career, that kind of thing. It's quite vague, but take that.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'll try and give you a speedy run through. That I had no interest whatsoever in doing theatre or anything like it, but we were playing football in morning break at school, and no one on the audition for the school play. The teacher came over, made it compulsory that we all went, and it was for to audition that afternoon after school. Had to sing rhubarb down a microphone over and over again. It was Dracula in Dracula Spectacular. Got the part, and I do remember there being a line on stage where Dracula says, "I either have it, no, you either have it or you do not have it, and I happen." And the audience filled in the gap saying have it, and so I suddenly thought, oh, I understand this. It's like a relationship between what's going on the stage and the audience. So I suddenly became really intrigued, and I got into the National Youth Music Theatre, and we went up to the Edinburgh festivals, did all the hard drafting, the real hard drafting of like
Hmm.
ticketing streets, getting people, getting bums and seats, really like working together as a team, bunch of just it was all people under 18 doing everything, whether it was technical background, stage, costume, lighting, design, all that sort of stuff, and the acting, and I did that for years. Well, I would say years. I mean, it's probably from age 13 to I think it went up to 18, and then I had a gap year. Tried to get. I was an extra. I managed to be an extra on Prime Suspect. I was an extra on Hollyoaks in the background, dancing with an umbrella at a party. I was just trying to get as much experience about the industry as
Yeah.
possible. I got into drama school, didn't get into drama school the first year, I failed everything, went back the second year, managed to get into Guildford School of Acting, did three
That's
year
where I'm
course.
going.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, well done.
Thank
Oh,
you.
mate, it's so hard to even get in.
Yeah,
That's
I'm doing
brilliant.
I'm doing a foundation, then hoping to do the BA from there, I think, or not.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I ended up at Guildford, and I did, yeah, 3 years, and I just thought I wasn't hugely sort of. I loved it back in the day. I loved Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly.
hmm,
Most people haven't even don't even know who they are now, but I loved them and I loved their movement. So I wasn't really into musicals, but I liked them, and I thought I better do. dancing, singing, acting, just so that there's more strings to the bow as possible. Nowadays, you need to do an instrument as well if you can. The fourth thing, because actor muso is very popular.
Mm.
Um, where you're absolutely literally playing an instrument while on stage, singing, dancing as well at the same time. And then I got an agent, but it was a very small time agent. I only had 2 auditions in 2 years, so I did loads of fringe profit share, just anything I could get anywhere. It was just sort of doing jobs for nothing, absolutely everywhere. So I had every other job going at the same time. I was a caretaker, pizza delivery, window cleaner, lorry driver, HGV, lorry driver, barman, all those things. And then one day, oh yeah, my agent then got me an audition for Bob the Builder, the Arena Tour.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a highlight. But I said no. Can I wait for a proper acting audition? And she said, I'm going to fire you. She fired me for not accepting the job because agents work on commission. She said I can't afford to lose a commission. So then, after 3 years of drama school and 2 years of being out of drama school, I then had no agent, and I thought the only way to get a new agent is maybe to try and get on telly. And at that time, the only thing that was available, because even YouTube wasn't, was getting onto the Raw Variety Show. Wrote them a letter of proposal. They accepted it. It was a Fred Astaire routine with a drum kit in a horseshoe shape from a damsel in distress. Spent 9 months recreating it, which was about 5,000 hours. And then I phoned them up, said, I'm ready. And they went, oh, Tom, no, we're full up now. We've got everything we need for this year. Sorry, mate. So bit gutted. Went back
Wow.
to my old school, said, can I film it? Can I just film it on stage during the school holidays? Then sent out 1,000 DVDs, copies of it, and then because in those days there was no video email or
Mm.
no anything video, digital. I got 2 responses out of 1,000, and one was Holby City because they were looking for an American doctor for 2 episodes, and their only thinking was, "Oh, Fred Astaire, he was American. That bloke must be American. Let's give him an audition." It was crazy, and so yeah, it was a very long time coming. It's really weird how it's like a proper curveball. That in life, as long as you keep, I always call it pluses. Put the pluses in the cup. Because there's so many negatives, and you need to keep putting. So as long as you're striving, hopefully things somehow will happen. It's the ones who just absolutely do nothing and there's no productivity or, always take a break, take time out, think, have silence, get rid of the white noise, clear the clutter from your head and all that. But, get outside, bit of exercise, walk, all that usual stuff. But yeah, it's just that if you are constantly thinking how to and trying and going, then eventually little cracks open and then they become doors. But yeah, it was a very, very weird thing of getting a part on Holby City from a tap dance with no dialogue in it, and that's what
Yeah.
it was. And it became a
Wow.
3-year contract as Sam Strachan, and that was in 2005. And because they'd said at the end of that audition, "Oh, we think you're better than this. Come back next week and audition for a bigger part," which was a 3-year contract. And they said, "Where have you been?" And I said, "I've been writing letters to you for the last 5 years. Please see me. Please, come and see. Please can I have an audition." So it is, yeah, it's just a persistence game.
Absolutely. I bet. Crazy.
That then obviously led on, Holby City then led on to Strictly. And if it hadn't been for Strictly, I wouldn't be here today. I mean, that was just an elevator. It just like put everything on the map. And I got more opportunities then to kind of just keep working and do musicals, like to change over from TV to theatre. So I'm really, really lucky from that point of view. I mean, I grew up in theatre, but I always wanted to do like TV, film if I could. I still feel like, oh wow, you're just so lucky to get any work at all because there's so many talented people out there. But yeah. So the point is, yeah, just keep going. Whatever you do, just keep going.
Absolutely. Now, as you said, you've been doing musicals. We saw you in Elf in December. Um,
Did you see it?
yeah,
Oh wow, you went to see it. Oh cool. Thanks for coming.
it was fantastic. But obviously, chatting about Murder in the Dark. Now, what was the process of auditions and casting for this? For you anyway.
Well, this one, Murder in the Dark, luckily, again, it's kind of like, yeah, well, about, because life and our industry, it's all about relationships. The older
Mhm.
you get, the more you realize how important relationships are. Even if they're people you can't stand, you want to punch them in the face. You want to, although you never do that anyway, because you're not a fighter, you're a lover, not a fighter. But if you just like never want to see them again, always remember that that person might end up being a producer or something in years down the line. Just try and keep your relationships good. The least you say, in some ways, the longer you live. But obviously, if things aren't right, then stand up for yourself, but try and do it in a gentle, kind manner. So what I'm trying to say is that during lockdown, I did a small job for Original Theatre. And it was an online one where they sent everything to your house and it was green screen. You set it all up, you learn it yourself, all technical, all that stuff. And then I did another one with them, a really small little job doing Penley lifeboat disaster, reenacting that true story. And so because I knew them, he then texted me out the blue, said, I've got a writer and we're commissioning him to write a ghost story and we've got you in mind for it. So I was like, oh wow. So I was very lucky. I didn't. It's one of the rare few times that I didn't have to audition. I had to audition for Elf, and that was on self tape, and I had to sing by myself, and I had to do the scene. Well, I had someone else doing it with me, but yeah, self tapes. You got to get your head around that and just do your best. But yeah, luckily on this one I didn't have to.
Oh wow, that is amazing. Now obviously you're in rehearsals. Hope all is going well. How's the rehearsals going? Is it going fun? Is it good?
Yeah, it is. It is because we're all really nice bunch of people, and everyone's quite calm and relaxed. And but it's really exciting because it's brand new, and we don't know how it's going to be, received by the audience. But we are also figuring out how we do it, and it's because it's brand new. This Torben Betts, the writer, he's done a brilliant job of putting this story together. But the dialogue is literally line after line after line, just single lines for 66 pages. Very quick, very rapid.
Mm.
So your head is like spinning, it's going nuts because it's like, oh my gosh, so many words. So obviously, get it on its feet, and we start the choreography. Helps you learn the moves and the lines and all
Mm.
that sort of thing. But it's scary, it's daunting, but it is fun. We just kind of like we've got one more week to go after this week before we then end up going into tech in a theatre. So yeah, I have to just keep reminding myself that this stress is good stress, not bad stress. It's not like I'm ill in hospital or someone, family members in really ill and in hospital. And it's good. It's a good problem, not a bad problem. But yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It feels really nerve-wracking, but it's exciting. I think at the moment, because we're in this like rehearsal place. In fact, I'll just show you through the door here, give you a sneak preview. You can actually see where we are. Um, so we're in this room here. That is a Christmas tree. It's the director down there. We're on lunch break. So there's a TV. Table over here with guitar on it.
Ooh.
The kitchen area over here.
Oh wow.
This is and there's the not here. But I can actually show you. Sorry, I am telling somebody. Yes, yes. This it's okay. No, because so that is kind
Wow.
of what the set looks like.
It's so exciting.
That is yeah. So it's going to look more like that. I hope you can see that. Oh, there's a
Yeah.
good photo of it. Again, that's what it's
Wow.
going to look like.
Super
This is the
cool.
wonderful Susie Blake. Susie Blake having her lunch over there. Yeah, so everyone's just on a bit of chill out time. When we
That's
actually get into a
great.
theatre, it's going to be amazing because then you've got the dark and you've got the lighting and you've got the sound, so you can really sort of get into it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. A ghost story is always good when you bring all the aspects together. That's when it
Yeah.
really clicks in. But I mean, it looks like it's going to be amazing. Have you got any really fun memories from rehearsals as of now?
Other than, well, just I think, yeah, I think just the fact that like whose line is it next, and sometimes it just like, makes you jump. So Susie's really funny because she'll say, "Oh, it's me," then like who's next, and it's just yeah. We've has anything specific happened? I don't think it's just been really funny because we've enjoyed like thinking, what is this? What how is this happening? As in the actual what's happening in the story
Yeah.
and how it bounces around. These things just start happening. So yeah, it's been I think it's been a very focused one. So it's not like we've been rolling around doing a comedy, having a load of laughs, but we've all been laughing at ourselves getting it wrong has been funny. Yeah.
I bet. Has it been nice to be able to find yourself within this new character as well?
Yeah, because of course, you know, in life you try and draw. I mean, the more experiences you have, the more things you do, the more tools you've got in your little tool bag of like, oh, I'm gonna access that. You know, the next when you hurt your foot, and then you're going, oh yeah, I'm gonna use that next time. I have to do it in a bit of an acting thing of like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, or you know, headache or so. So yeah, I think in this, yeah, I'm definitely using, you know, I'm a bit older now and I've got three kids. And so I've got a little bit of life experience. I've had ups and downs. I've had massive failures. I've had a few successes, you know, and try and not take, be humble. And so, yeah, yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, because there's lots in this that I try and relate to,
Yeah.
especially the family stuff, because it's really about redemption as well, trying to redeem all the bad things you've done in your life and the consequences of that. And then it's spookily happening around you, you know, and he's trying to do the right thing. Well, that's a bit spooky. Yeah, there's a big kind of like picture of a big churchy thing there. Yeah, so yes, I am drawing on it as much as I can.
Yeah, I bet. Is there a part of the show that you think is just a wow moment? You get, shivers or anything. Is there just one moment that really stands out to you?
Uh, yeah, there are a couple, and one of them I can't talk about because
The secret.
there are two really big twists, two big twists in this. Some real big shock moments. And we've been told to say, if you do come and see this play, please don't tell anyone what the twists are. Keep it to yourself. Otherwise, you give the game away and it kind of spoils it for other people. So, because there are some big manipulating twists in this. But yeah, so there are moments. Yeah, I think there are really poignant moments as well. I love the bit where the two brothers, myself and my brother, we kind of sing a song we used to sing a long time ago because we were basically, you know, in a little band together, me and him, brothers, you know,
Oh,
duetting. Um, and we sing this song, and it's quite, yeah, gets the old heartstrings, gets you quite emotional. So yeah, yeah, it's got really powerful like connected moments, like with his ex-wife and his son, and yeah, it's brilliant. We've got different characters. There are six characters. So you've got two brothers, an ex-wife, a girlfriend, a farming older lady who is yeah running the farm, spooky farm. So it's when they say, "Oh, there's something in it for everyone," there is definitely a nice demographic of age. You know, it goes from like basically goes from 20 to 73. So there's like you know, it's like a ladder of. It's cool. It's cool. I like
that's
it.
cool. I'm so glad that there's something in there for everyone. Now, I have one last question. It's a very broad moment to sell the show, which is why should people come and see the show?
Oh, don't see it. Whatever you do, don't see it because you won't go to sleep ever again. No, it's why would you come and see it? Oh, I hate scary things. What the hell? Don't do that. Go and see something really funny. I think the I listened to a very interesting man on the radio who said about how life's evolved, but apparently the brain, the last 10,000 years, hasn't, and therefore, when we have anxiety or when we uncertain, that's actually just normal because that's just your internal fire alarm going off.
Yeah.
Because we are always protecting ourselves from what happens if there might be something bad around that corner, there might be something, what's going to happen. And it's like we've done it to protect ourselves for the last 10,000 years. So I think that why would you come and see it? It's because it's the joy of sort of exercising your adrenaline.
Yeah.
Of, um, we are two things, right? We are a herd species. So when we watch things together, makes you realize you're not alone because you've all got the same feelings that you watch something and you go, oh my God, that's you, that's you. And you see how the audience reacts and think, oh, phew, I'm not alone. Everyone reacts and feels like I do. I'm not alone. But secondly, this is just, it's that thrill because when I was saying about the brain, there's always a thrill in the brain about mystery, murder mystery, problem solving, trying to figure things out and being a bit kind of like your adrenal gland switched on, a bit on the edge of your seat, like laughing and empathy and then a bit of scare. So yeah, I've never done a ghost story before. Probably never will again. No, I will. It's very high. There's moments of like it's contagious.
Yeah.
Moments of heightened sort of and I think it's really fun for an audience to watch it. It's like watching sport. It's much more enjoyable to watch other people working really hard. So you come and watch this because you watch other people working hard while you just sit there and relax, or not relax because you'll be on the edge of your seat.
Well, yeah. Close enough to relax. It's fine. But no, amazing. Now, thank you so much for doing this today. I will leave a ticket link in the description so you can go and find out where you can see Murder in the Dark. It looks really exciting. I can't wait.
Thank you.
We will obviously I'll share loads all about that so you guys can go and get some tickets. But I wanted to thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting all things.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's Original Theatre, originaltheatre.com, and it will give you a list. It's going all around the country, week by week, all over the country, basically from like the beginning of September, with a gap in the middle for Christmas until the end of March. Oh my God. It's going to be good.
It
But
is
thank you
going to
for
be
having me.
good.
It's been a
Thank you
pleasure.
so much for joining me, and thanks for watching this episode. If you've been watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye.